Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Hello, folks, and welcome back to my channel. This is Days of Our Life 60th, and I have another video for you, finally. And this time I will be doing it on what I thought would make a good video topic, whatever you want to call it, for the beginning of this channel that I just began on Days of Our Lives, my favorite soap opera of all time. And this is going to be about my favorite year of Days of Our Lives. And my favorite year is definitely 2004. I thought was the time when we had the best episodes of the soap opera. It was such an awesome year, right? So we have the Salem Stalker storyline that continues, that originally began in the fall of 2003. And basically, as you go on, you're going to find out for yourselves who is the Salem Stalker. And just letting you know, I'm just going to give a little disclaimer here, is that I'm going to be spoiling a little bit. You know, obviously this year, since this is my favorite, so I just want to speak about it at length and let you know in on what I liked so much about this particular year. So basically, the year 2004 is going to begin with Roman getting married to Kate. But obviously something is going to happen in regards to that. The Salem Stalker, as they're about to strike right at that time when it was supposed to be Roman and Kate's, best day of their lives. But the Salem Stalker had other plans, it seems, right? So this is gonna obviously set everybody in pretty much of kind of a scary mood, as it's gonna appear that somebody so beloved to all of them was taken by the Salem Stalker, as he claimed his next victim. His life was basically cut short, so to speak. But it turns out that as you go on, you're gonna make a shocking discovery about this as well. But yes, this year was so good with the Salem Stalker, as you have, Roman being killed. And then, of course, there's Tony, who was killed, during the Horton Foundation's fundraising circus. And the Salem Stalker used a tiger to do that. As he was about to reveal the killer's identity to the good people of Salem, it turns out that the killer unleashed a tiger on him. And the tiger was actually named Horton, and he was basically Doug and Julie found this tiger and decided to take him in and to basically use him as kind of the main attraction of that, circus. But the killer is going to use the tiger, use him as a weapon, right? So basically Tony, who was actually a suspect right before, was about to reveal the Salem Stalker's identity. But yes, the killer unleashed the tiger on him, and he was basically mauled almost to death. But he was not dead yet, right? He was still alive, as he was brought down to the hospital, and where he was expected to make a full recovery and reveal the killer's identity name. At last, the Salem Stalker strikes again, and this time, the killer's identity is revealed. And guess what? It was Marlena Evans the whole time. Yes, Marlena Evans, the very well-respected psychiatrist, right? Who was such an upstanding citizen, a pillar of the society of the Salem, community, was actually the killer, right? And this is so good because it really makes us wonder, like, how could she have done that, right? Marlena Evans was such a nice, loving person, right? A great wife, a great mother, a great person who really cared about people's well-beings. But it seems that she was the killer. So, again, I would never forget the words, that she mentioned as Tony was regaining consciousness and finding the killer just there, kind of looming over him, and poisoned his IV. This was such a cruel thing to do. And as the storyline goes on, so this is January 2004, it turns out that, yes, she's the killer, and obviously, some other people, she's not going to be suspected, right? Because there's no way the good Dr. Marlena Evans could have been involved in these gruesome murders. But as the storyline goes on, it turns out that, yes, she is indeed the killer, and she's gonna attack again and again. So we have Roman, we have Tony, Doc at the cemetery in one of the most gruesome deaths of all. That was so sad to see this, especially at the cemetery, where he even tried to reveal the killer's identity by writing her name in blood, with his own blood, no less. And basically, he writes it on a piece of paper, and he leaves it there at the cemetery. And Alice is gonna find this note incriminating Marlena's, but Marlena, who's gonna come to know about this, is gonna target Alice, right, as her next victim. And Alice, this matriarch, this great, this such a beloved, nice woman, is gonna be the Salem stalker's next victim. Soon after that, she's gonna be stopped by John, who's gonna get a phone call from Alice, and who's gonna learn that his wife is the Salem stalker. As he confronts her, she falls up the penthouse terrace, and lands on Sammy. The two of them are taken to the hospital, and it is known that, it comes to the attention of everybody that she is the Salem stalker. And then she's incriminated, she's put in jail, but eventually she ends up, taking some truth serum, and she ends up, confessing to her crimes, to her long list of victims. But it turns out that the way she describes, she confesses to her crimes without any remorse, anything really, no emotions whatsoever. She's a cold-blooded killer. But as it turns out that she's incriminated and put back in jail, where she's awaiting the death penalty, something ends up happening, and she ends up fleeing to end up being shot by the police on the roof of the prison So, this is how the Salem Stalker ends. And again, right after, there is what is known as the Malishwan Island storyline. Turns out, nobody's dead, really. Everybody is still alive. And it was just a plot to basically, break couples up and take people away from their loved ones to that isolated island in the Caribbean, and basically, they're all alive and well, but they're kept in that sort of prison that is an exact replica of the Salem, town, and their houses and the penthouse. Everything seems to be just the way it was back home, but it is not home. Rather, it is some kind of a prison, and somebody is trying to mess up with them. And who it is, well, it's going to be revealed very, very early on after. But I'm not going to speak too much about this. I just want to focus on this first, on what I just said to you. Obviously, they're going to be rescued and so on and so forth. But yeah, there's not before the truth is finally revealed. Who's really behind, this horrible plan. This is big, and honestly, I doubt that any year could ever top that, because 2004 is a year where so many things happened. I didn't mention, but basically, Jan Spears is back in Salem. She was back in the fall of 2003, right, on near Thanksgiving during that time, and basically, her and Nicole have some kind of arrangement. And basically, she has to kill her husband, Victor, Nicole's husband, And basically, Nicole will help, Jan get Sean Brady, who she's infatuated with, and she wants to basically kind of take him for herself away from Belle, right? So basically, she's gonna do that at some point, as she's gonna kidnap him and lock him up in a cage. So this is wacky. This whole year, so many things happen. On the one hand, the Salem Stalker. There's no real Salem Stalker. Everybody's still alive. The Mellow Swan Island twist. Jan and Sean. Jan, kidnapped Sean and put him in the cage. So many things happened during that year. This is crazy, man. And this is something that is unseen in soap opera, especially at the time. James Riley did an awesome job, and I would like to review the Salem Stalker storyline. So I will try to do this, God willing, in the near future, because I really want to speak about it, because this is such a great storyline. The Salem Stalker, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, this was my favorite year of Days of Our Lives, and I just wanted to let you know that it's 2004 with the Salem Stalker, with Jan Spears and Nicole and all that, and Sean, and everything was so interesting, right? And also, I didn't mention, but Philip, who basically, it is thought that Sean left Belle since she lied to him to give her mother an alibi when she thought that she was the Salem Stalker. She basically lied. So it is thought that Sean left her because he couldn't get over it. But turns out that no, actually Jan was holding him prisoner, holding him captive against his will, just like the captives in the island of the Malishwin Island. Now, of course, they don't know that at the time. So basically, Philip is gonna get closer with Belle, and basically the two of them are gonna be thinking about getting married. But then Sean is back. But it seems that he has, after he got himself into some kind of a crash with his motorcycle, he doesn't remember, and he believes that he's engaged to Jan. But then he's still, in love with Belle. So there's going to be that love triangle between the three of them, between the four of them, sorry. So yeah, that was pretty wacky kind of story year with all storylines involved. So yeah, this is pretty much it. So my favorite year of Days of Our Lives, my favorite year of Days of Our Lives is 2004. And this is definitely one of the most, the most memorable to me, because of everything that happened during that storyline. And it keeps on giving and giving and giving. And the way it is in soap operas, we usually don't have too much graphic, content. But in this, with the tiger attacking Tony. Well, in 2003 already, with the Salem Stalker, there was some pretty wacky storyline. The real graphic murders. But in this year, yeah, it really, it's really scary. So yeah, 2004 is my favorite year. If I were to give this year a rating on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, this is how it is. I just loved this year as much as I did, right? So it was a great year for the soap. And I don't know, what did you think about this year? Now, 10 out of 10 for me. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you on the next review very soon. And in the meantime, goodbye, take care. And yes, this is Days of Our Lives, my favorite soap opera.